How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World is hitting the big screen in late February of 2019. Its cast is ripe with hilarious actors, some of which might surprise you. So, who's ready to get to know them? Now let's check out the cast of How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Bright.
A Night Furry.
Yeah, yours is better, probably.
Craig Ferguson as Gobber. Gobber the Belch is a blacksmith who's basically considered as Hiccup's second father. He's a veteran warrior with a barbaric attitude, and we wouldn't change him for the world. Actor Craig Ferguson voices him, and he's too witty for his own good. So who better than him to portray the opinionated Gobber? Craig is originally from Scotland, which makes mastering Gobber's thick accent a breeze. So how did the actor come up with Gobber's tone? Well, might as well hear it from the man himself.
You put your voice in that character, and I believe that I can. Although he talks a little bit higher than me.
Craig's Scottish accent is so on point that he was also asked to voice Lord Mackintosh in the Disney movie Brave.
I present my heir and scion, who defended our land from the northern invaders.
And he absolutely nailed it. During an interview, which was posted by the Sin Fantastique Online YouTube channel, Craig explained how he feels like he resembles his character Gobber, and here's what the comic had to say.
I think what's interesting is when I started doing the voice, I didn't look much like him, but now I do.
So how did this famous writer and actor get the gig? Well, he was lured into it by a very compelling argument. While being interviewed by Manny, the movie guy, Craig came clean about how he landed the role.
She said, will you come and be in this movie? I said, no. And she said, Jerry Butler's in it. I said, okay.
Now, if that isn't hilarious, we don't know what is. F. Murray Abraham as Grimmel. Every movie needs a bad guy, and this time around, actor F. Murray Abraham is willing to tap into his evil side. Murray's voicing the big bad Grimmel in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World, and he's the worst antagonist this franchise has yet to see. He's determined to hunt every last Night Fury there is, and no one, not even Hiccup, can stand in his way. Although Murray might play a dark and twisted character, he's nothing like Grimmel in real life. While interviewing on Live with Kelly, Murray came clean about his real personality, and here's what the Oscar-winning actor had to say.
Yeah, well, I'm the nicest man I know.
I agree.
Although he might be a nice guy, he's used to auditioning for villainous roles. Murray's a master when it comes to mimicking different accents, which is how he landed the role of Omar in Scarface. Although Hiccup's village has made peace with the dragons, Grimmel is not about to join their ranks. In fact, he wants nothing more than to eliminate dragons for good. He's described as the darkest threat to the dragons and Vikings alike, and he made a promise to Hiccup that he intends to keep.
I will destroy everything you love.
We hope that Hiccup and his pals will find a way to destroy their enemy before he hurts any more dragons. America Ferrera as Astrid. Astrid might have started as a rough and tough character, but she eventually warmed up to Hiccup and became his girlfriend. This little Viking is brave and loyal, making her the ideal woman for Hiccup. Acclaimed actress America Ferrera voices her, and we couldn't have asked for a better match. America's character is quick and efficient, which is why she's the one who came up with an appropriate name for Toothless's new girlfriend.
It's more like a bright.
A Night Furry.
Yeah, yours is better, probably.
She's bright and sassy, which often leads Hiccup to agree with her. The actress came clean about what compelled her to audition for Astrid's role in the first place.
She's sort of the best of her class. She's the most promising.
America is a big-time actress who's even won a Golden Globe Award for her performance in the hit TV series Ugly Betty. She's got a sweet voice that can quickly turn to stone, making her the ideal match for Astrid. This video was posted by the Screen Slam YouTube channel.
I mean, Chief! What an honor! What you're searching for isn't out there, Hiccup.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Fishlegs. If there's one friend Hiccup can always count on, it's Fishlegs. This burly character knows everything there is to know about dragons. Christopher Mintz-Plasse is a name most of us know very well. This acclaimed actor is a genius when it comes to comedy, and he brings his unique flavor to Fishlegs.
DreamWorks came to me and said, we have a large Viking character, and we think your small, squeaky voice would be great coming out of it.
While he had to find out the hard way that his voice is on the squeaky side, that's never stopped Christopher from landing some big-time roles. So which other movies does this star partake in? Well, he plays the one and only Foggle in the hit movie Superbad. However, his character in this film prefers to go by another name.
Okay, so what's it gonna be?
I am McLovin.
When it comes to getting into character, Chris doesn't waste any time. Here's a clip of him going all out while in the studio.
Chances of survival are dwindling. Dwindling, I tell you!
Although everyone might think that Chris and Fishlegs look nothing alike, the actor would beg to differ. Jay Baruchel as Hiccup. Hiccup always felt like he stuck out like a sore thumb, so he did what he did best and continued to follow his path. Despite going against everything the Vikings stood for, Hiccup helped his people open their minds and hearts to new possibilities. Actor Jay Baruchel voices Hiccup, and his calm and boyish tone fits his character like a glove.
He didn't watch my movie for years because of the name of it.
Really?
Yes.
Anyone who meets Jay is impressed with how down-to-earth he is, which is what the cast of How to Train Your Dragon adored about him. Since Jay was used to acting in front of the camera, he had to get used to getting into his character's mind, not his body. While taking a peek behind the scenes at the DreamWorks studio, this is what Jay had to say about getting into Hiccup's shoes.
I play Hiccup Horrendous, Haddock the Third.
To be a part of something like this is a huge deal. It's just I haven't completely wrapped my head around it.
Although Toothless might not speak English, he's taught Hiccup more about life and love than anyone else. While being interviewed at the DreamWorks headquarters, Jay went in depth about what makes Toothless and Hiccup's relationship so special.
You know, they complete each other. They're both these outcasts. They're both these weird things, you know. Toothless, as far as we know, is the only Night Furry there.
If there's one thing Hiccup excels at, it's giving motivational speeches, which is how he convinced the Vikings to coexist with dragons in the first place. For now, it looks like Hiccup's got his work cut out for him. While his newest enemy might be evil beyond belief, we're confident that Hiccup will do everything he can to save his beloved dragons. Olafur Darri Olafsson as Ragnar the Rock. Little is known about Ragnar the Rock except for the fact that the big and mighty Olafur Darri Olafsson is going to be voicing him. Ragnar is a new character in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, and he's going to be helping Hiccup put Grimmel behind bars. Olafur is both an actor and a producer, and he's been a part of more productions than you could imagine. He recently played the circus owner Skender in the Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald movie. Olafur also had a part in the Secret Life of Walter Mitty film. However, it was far from impressionable.
So, you're scrappy. You're a scrappy Duncan.
DreamWorks has done a fantastic job at keeping Olafur's role top secret. However, we suspect that he'll be a part of the great battle between Hiccup and Grimmel. Although many of us aren't familiar with this actor, he's had his hand in the cookie jar since the late 90s. Olafur has recently breached the voice acting market, which makes How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World one of his first major projects. So during an interview with Aaron Sagers, Olafur explains what he does to tackle any new gig that comes his way.
The key to it is just being very relaxed.
We don't know about you, but we can't wait to see what Ragnar the Rock has in store for us. Kristen Wiig as Ruffnut Thorston. Ruffnut Thorston might be a lady, but she's more of a Viking than anything. She's tough as nails and tends to punch first and ask questions later. She's a tomboy if we've ever seen one, and we couldn't imagine her any other way. Kristen Wiig voices this character, and she brings her comedic side to life. Ruffnut has a twin brother who she tends to bump heads with.
Don't really get along very well, but I mean, you can see that they love each other.
By now, we all know that Kristen is a hilarious comedian who got her big break by performing skits on Saturday Night Live, so it comes as no surprise to find out that she improvises most of her lines. Here's a funny movie moment that was posted by the Cartoon Network.
Okay, how about please don't kill me?
Yeah, or maybe something a little more positive.
When it comes to getting into character, Kristen is a champ. The actress also plays Lucy and Lucille Bluth in Despicable Me 2. Her voice is versatile and her accent's immaculate, allowing her to play various characters.
Yeah, what you just saw there was a little something new I've been working on. It's a combination of jujitsu.
We couldn't have asked for a better person to voice the highly amusing Ruffnut Thorston. Jonah Hill as Snotlout Jorgenson. Snotlout Jorgenson isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's a classic Viking if we've ever seen one. He loves the limelight, which causes him to embark on whatever journey comes his way. Despite considering himself as a hero, he has trouble landing the girl of his dreams due to how arrogant he can be. Actor Jonah Hill voices Snotlout, and he does him justice to say the least. Much like Kristen, Jonah Hill knows a thing or two about improvisation, which is why many of his lines aren't scripted. Here's what Jonah had to say about his character.
is kind of a little bit of a bully, and he portrays himself as very tough, but deep down I think he's scared.
During the same interview, Jonah talked about how challenging it was to get into character. Despite having done some minor voice acting for shows like The Simpsons, Jonah had never taken on a project of such magnitude. This is what the acclaimed actor had to say about getting into the groove of things.
You just try and imagine yourself in whatever world you can picture based on the scenes that you're given.
Snotlout's been a prominent character in all 3 of the How to Train Your Dragon movies, so it's safe to say that Jonah's more than experienced by now. By the time the second movie came out, Jonah's character was doing everything he could to win Ruffnut's affection. During an interview with Movie Extras, Jonah explained why he loved the second installment of the franchise so much.
The dragons are so cool. They all have their own specific look and personality, and I thought that was just so clever.
Do you guys think that Ruffnut will see Snotlout in a different light come How to Train Your Dragon 3? Gerard Butler as Stoick. If there's one character we all love and admire, it's Stoick the Vast. So imagine how surprised we were to see him cast in the 3rd How to Train Your Dragon movie, especially since he sacrificed himself to save Hiccup in the last film. While he's presumed as dead, we might be pleasantly surprised by his revival. However, we're not holding our breath because it's possible that he'll simply be appearing in a flashback. Gerard Butler voices this epic character, and his Scottish accent makes him the perfect guy for the job. During an interview with Screen Slam, Gerard talked about his character and how amazing he truly was. Here's what the P.S. I Love You actor had to say.
There's such great words for Stoick. You know, he's burly, he's brawny, he's hairy.
You wouldn't expect Gerard to be the voice behind Stoick's character, but once you see him in action, you can't imagine anyone else trying to fill his boots. This clip was posted by Movie Clips Coming Soon, and it shows Gerard getting some great one-liners in.
And Hiccup is nowhere to be found.
It's no secret that Gerard and Craig are great friends, which is why we'd expect their characters to be on the same boat. While interviewing with HitFix, Gerard came clean about which character he would have enjoyed playing if he hadn't been cast as Stoick.
I get jealous of him. He has all the best lines.
Oh, come on.
Although Gerard would have made a great Gobber, we're happy that he ended up portraying Stoick instead. Cate Blanchett as Valka. We're led to believe that Hiccup's mother died when he was just a baby, but How to Train Your Dragon 2 brought forth many surprises, one of them being that Valka was very much alive, and a dragon lover no less. 2-time Oscar winner Cate Blanchett voices the fiery Valka, and her gentle yet assertive voice brings her character to life. Cate had done her research before auditioning for Valka's role, which she clearly states during an interview that was posted by the Dragon Bassist YouTube channel.
And having watched the first film, then with my children I went back and read several of the books.
Valka was considered to be dead by her people, and this is because she was hauled away by a dragon and never returned. However, Valka had a secret love for dragons, one that she kept hidden from anyone and everyone. Cate portrays her character in an optimistic light, even though she hasn't socialized with humans in over a decade. When it comes to handling dragons, Valka's a natural.
Retractable teeth! How did you?
And when it comes to delivering a performance, Cate's got it in the bag, which is why we're happy to see that she'd be returning to the cast for the film's 3rd installment. Here's a clip of Cate behind the scenes at the DreamWorks studio.
A dragon broke into our house, finding you in the cradle. I rushed to protect you.
Cate's Australian accent brings her one step closer to sounding like a true-born Viking. Kit Harington as Eret. Last on the list is Eret, son of Eret. This Viking is complicated to say the least, which is why he often comes off as a cocky mongrel instead of the sweetheart he is. Although he might have opposed Hiccup at first, he quickly warms up to him and joins his ranks. Game of Thrones actor Kit Harington voices this character, and his thick English accent does him justice. During an interview with HitFix, Kit talks about the differences between acting and voice acting, and this is what he had to say.
I've always found hearing your own voice is the worst part.
Although Kit's usual characters might come off as morose, the actor is actually super funny. Here's a Universal Pictures audition tape as proof.
I didn't see that in the script. Was he supposed to knock me out?
It's nice to see Toothless being included in the fun. When it comes to giving motivational speeches, Eret seems to have a golden tongue. However, this has never stopped Toothless from mocking him behind his back. Here's a clip of Toothless making jabs at Kit's character during the same behind-the-scenes special.
And we must continue to fight until our foes are defeated.
Before you go, make sure to let us know which character you're most excited to see in How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. And that's a wrap. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching The Things, and see you next time.